And then the student has to make academic progress throughout the school year. Okay, let's just move quickly. What are some of the programs that are available for financial aid? There are grant programs. The most popular one is the federal Pell Grant. That's the one that you hear so much discussion about. There's a supplemental grant, there's some other grants, Teach Grant, and you'll see them there. So there are some we've already talked about the federal work study program, and then there's the 3 loan programs. There's the federal permanence loan. Some schools are beginning to get rid of the federal permanence loan because the federal government is no longer funding that program. Then there's the federal direct programs. Some of you have older students, perhaps, and you may have gone through what's called the family federal loan programs where you're using the banking institutions. We're no longer using banks. We're going directly to the federal government. Of course, everything within the feds, and probably many of this has happened to, they contract out, and so they're using many of those lenders to do their work, to do the processing for them. And then there's the parent loan. It's called the plus loan. That's where the parents will take out the loan for the students. You'll hear this over and over again. I've already gone through that, so I want to skip over this part. One big change for those of you who have students who are already in college. There are some new changes that you need to know about. For the students who are coming in for this next year, 14-15, there is a limit on how to borrow the subsidized loan, for how long you can borrow the subsidized loan. For example, if a student, your first year student, if the lifetime of the loan depends on the program that you're in. So if your major is general studies, you can only take out the loan up to 150% of the length of that program. Okay? So let's say, for example, you're at a community college and you need 60 credits to get an associate's degree. 150% is 90 credits. I always tell students, okay, but how many credits do you need in order to get a bachelor's degree? You only need, see right now, 120. So don't hang out at a community college. Go on to the 4-year school and get it done, because that's going to limit how much you can borrow. So the federal government, are there any federal workers here? Question. Thank you. You know, there was a big discussion last year with sequestration. You know, Congress didn't do what they were supposed to do. I'm sorry if I'm stepping on anyone's toes, but anyway, they let things kind of lax and did not balance like they wanted to do. They didn't deal with the student loan program, so the interest rates on the loans went up. They came back in September and decided, oh yeah, well, we need to fix something. So now their fix is to charge more for the students who are in school so that they can pay for last year's loans. That's the way it works. And anyway, so now they're limiting the amount of time that a student can borrow. So for 2-year schools, students can only be in for 3 years. For a 4-year school, they can only be in for 6 years. You've got to have that bachelor's degree by 6 years. Okay? And for some of us, it took me 5 to get through my undergraduate program. And many people it takes 5. I'm not sure how many people it actually takes 4. I had one guy in my office, he said it took him 3, but you have to understand him. Okay. Then there's parent loan. Okay. Under the parent loan, you can borrow. You can borrow for the students if you'd like to.
What's the advantage of that? Of borrowing for the students?
And you're talking to somebody who is a loan counselor. Okay. And personally, You don't have to take out a second mortgage on your house. Maybe that's the advantage. But you do have to pay back the loan, including the mortgage on your house. It's available. It's there. That you can borrow. There's no grace period on that loan. Let's just move over into the state. The state of Maryland has funds. They have some strict deadlines. There are some residency requirements for the state of Maryland. And on the FAFSA, you have a March 1st deadline if you're staying in the state of Maryland. Maryland provides funds for the students of the state if you qualify for that. March 1st. Now, I have a son who decided he would do the FAFSA on February 28th, about 10 minutes to midnight. He thought that because it was an electronic process, and it would make it through. We lost $3,000 that year because he did not apply on time. Don't wait. Honor those deadlines. Deadlines are very, very important.
The state government loans, are they only if you are going to go to an in-state college?
They really are. There are some programs and very, very few that the state schools do not offer that where you have to take that money across state lines, but there are very few. So, yeah. We're paying taxes here in the state, and so we're providing the funding for the state schools through our taxes, and so, we want the students to stay in the state.
There's a listing of unique majors, again, on the Watkins Career Center page. On the right-hand side of the page, it says Academic Common Market, and that's what it's called. It's a consortium of 13 southern states that have this agreement that if there's a unique major that your student wants to study and it's not offered at your state public school, you can go to certain schools and get in-state tuition. For example, you can study systems engineering at George Mason and get in-state tuition. Believe it or not, there's no Maryland public school that has systems engineering. You can go to West Virginia and study petroleum engineering. It goes all the way down. You can go to University of Georgia and study fashion merchandising. So if you want to take a look at that list and see if any of those majors look good to you, if you can still apply to the school, that's a huge scholarship right there. It's an automatic approval if you get accepted into that school in that program. It's worth taking a look at.
And the amount is not that high, but you're going to be getting about
In-state tuition. So, yeah, they did in-state tuition. So you could go to University of Georgia and probably in-state is probably $12,000 instead of $30,000 or whatever it is for out-of-state.
It's pretty high.
So it's significant.
Okay, so you have brochures on the state grants. So the main thing is just to look at those brochures. I want to move on because I want to go through FAFSA. So I also just want to tell you that the state has a website, and that's in your handout as well. So pay attention to the website. Once you receive the state grant, you do have to go back and make sure you accept the state grant and let them know what school you're going to go to. And one of the key things is that you do need to apply. Your first school in the FAFSA needs to be a state school if you want that state grant. Okay. Then there's the institution that has money. We've already talked about that. The private sources. That's also in your handout. Some of you will be going to private schools, and many of the private schools, in addition to the FAFSA, will use the CSS profile. And actually, the CSS profile used to be the primary financial aid application. It does have a cost. It's $25 for the initial one. You can see the other information here. So what's the private school? They use that to fund the institutional grants. Yes. What is the the CSS profile. It's another form of financial, it's an application to determine the grant and scholarship for that particular school. And the private schools, they have private school policy.
It would be on your website.
Right.
College, it's on the college board website.
And the
it's not
school
free.
will let you know that.
Of course. Of course it's not free.
Yeah. The FAFSA used to have to be free. That's the price too. It was $10. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's go on so we can move through this. I'm watching our time. One of the things that I really want the students to do, and the parents, is to make sure that you apply now for a federal PIN number. That's on the website of the FAFSA. If you're looking at the worksheet, it gives you that information. So if you have this worksheet today, it gives you the website. So when you go out to the FAFSA, it will actually tell you to apply for a PIN number. That's your personal identification number. Please, students in the room, that is your PIN number. You will use that for a long time. Throughout your education, and even after that, there's so much information that's tied to that PIN number. So please don't lose it, keep it, maybe keep it in your wallet. Don't keep your wallet in your car. That's one of the things we see. I'm not sure why we think that our cars can hold all this information, but please keep it. And parents, if you have it, make sure you get a copy for them. But also, parents, you need a PIN number as well. That's your personal identification number to use when you complete the FAFSA. Get your taxes together, your W-2s together. You can actually do a pre-FAFSA. It's called a FAFSA forecaster if you want to. At this particular point, there's no point in doing it. Last month, and we've been playing with it, but now we're down to serious business. Just go ahead and do it. Yes.
And to apply for the student, and do you have that number right away, or does it apply immediately?
In it depends on how busy the system is. So if you do it now, you should be able to get it right away. In some cases, FAFSA will allow you to create your own PIN number. Now, there are times when I have seen where it's bottlenecks, and it will say 3 days later they'll send you a PIN number. So we haven't been told just yet this year what the system is going to look like. So we'll assume that you can go ahead and make your own PIN number. Yes.
We just did it. I just did mine over the weekend with my daughter. She got her PIN immediately. I forgot my PIN, so I had to reapply for one, and it took about 4 days for me to get it, and that was over the weekend, so.
And that email does not stay there, it will disappear, so you just can't hold on to that email.
And it lets you create your own PIN if you want, or just be assigned one.
Yes. Okay, so that's important to remember, yes. So sometimes it will slow the system down, so just work with the system. So get that PIN number, that is your permanent PIN number. I have a PIN number and that I use professionally, and then I can log into other people's accounts and use my PIN number as well. So if I wanted to help children that you wouldn't have, if I wanted to help them with their FAFSA, I can so that PIN number is very important. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at that FAFSA worksheet.
Does everyone have one before we move on? Does anyone need one?
If it looks like this, I think yours should be the same. It's divided into 4 sections. Okay, the first section, parents, please allow the student to fill it out students fill it out. You can do that with them, don't do it for them. This is where I see a number of mistakes where the parents are putting the student's name, they're going to put in their own social security number. That can cause some problems later on, coming back, correcting information. The FAFSA does go through a number of security checks throughout the country. So it does go through the Social Security Administration and other checks. So please make sure you do it correctly. It's not scary. It really is not a frightening experience at all. So, but you just have to stop and look at it and read. Don't try to interpret it. Just do what it says. That's all you have to do. Don't think, okay, well, does it mean my name is, so if you have shortened your name, today we found a case where the parent had, the student apparently did not know the parent's real name. That was an interesting thing. So the student had filled out the FAFSA, and when she came down to her mother's name, she used a different name for her mother. Well, obviously, her mother has a hyphenated name, and she uses a shortened first name. And so, and I guess the child never knew that. So make sure that you're using the name that's on the Social Security card. I can remember when I was a kid and I was absent from school, those were the days when we had to have a letter from the parent to say that the reason why you didn't come to school. I remember writing the letter and signing my mother's name, and my mother's name is Rita. And I only knew her by Rita. And the school called me that real. So if you can imagine, some people have longer names than that. Okay, so they ask for your citizenship status, marital status, and so on and so forth. That's pretty easy. That's section A. Questions about that? No questions. Great. Wow. Moving right along. Students can figure that out. One of the things that I want to point out in section 2, it's about dependency status. I know everyone wants to be an independent student, perhaps you are, but there are only certain people that are considered under the financial aid regulations as independent. Okay? Now, those are people who are over the age of 24. And I don't think I have any students in this group who are over the age of 24. Those are people who are married and people who have children. And they provide over 51%. And people who are in graduate school or military service, that sort of thing. So the majority of the students in this room are going to be considered dependent. One of the big questions that students have a problem with is the question of, if you look down in the little check box, it doesn't read it the same as I have it here, but it's a question on, how do I read now? It's a question about dependency. If you're in guardianship, are you in? Yes. Yes. You cannot be your own legal guardian. Okay? It really is more applicable to foster care students. People in foster care since the age of 13. And a lot of students are making a mistake and they're putting down yes on that question. You have to go back. The system is set up where it will respond to the answers that you put down. So it will only lead you to certain questions. So for the students here, unless you're in foster care, you have been since age 13, that answer should be no. And most of your answers should be no on the FAFSA. Any questions? Sure. Is there another one? That's the biggest one we see.
A lot of times, it might not be right there, but it's under the student section, it says how many children are in, or how many members in your family. This is asking the student. So the student has 0 members in the family. Because the parent will answer how many members in the family. And when it asks for student, well, you're probably going to get to student name.
Yes.
Right then.
And that's why I say, please make sure that the student is completing the FAFSA. You're teaching them how to do this. You are trying very hard to help them become a little bit more independent of you. And yes, I know I've got several children, and I know that some of them will come in the house and they'll just give you the paperwork and tell you to sign it. My firstborn was like that. You know, very independent. Mom, just sign that. Fine, you got it. You know, I'm going off to college in another state. The second one will do things 5 minutes before the hour. And the third one, you know, is something different. The fourth one is something different. And I know all of us have that. But we have to push them out of the nest a little bit. The little birdies are ready to fly a little bit on their own. So keep that in mind. Allow them to work through it. You can go back and check their information. It's okay. You can go back and check. Let's move on. Most of them are going to be there. Now, for this section, section 3, this is the financial aid for the parents of the dependent student. This is your section, Mom and Dad. I can remember the days when parents would say, but I don't want my kid to know what I earn. I don't know how we're going to avoid that. I really don't know how we're going to avoid that. So, this is where you're going to have the tax filing. Your social security number is going to be there. Now, that number is encrypted once it's actually out there on the FAFSA, so the child will not pick up that social security number again, but we actually can't see it ourselves. Your income earned from work. It's also going to show some other benefits that you might have, some assets that you might have, and some untaxed income. This is your section. So you need to take a look at your section and how you need to complete that. So work with your student on that information. I know that there are questions about that. There has to be. Okay. Say it again. Very good. Because there are no questions about that. No. Everything is equitable. In other words, my debts are my debts. Your debts are your debts. Let me give you an example. When I lived in the Midwest, we had a family that came to me and he said, well, wait a minute. I want to count my 2 boats and my 2 summer homes. And then I'm working with a family over here who has none of that. So who should get the financial aid? But that guy was very adamant about his 2 debts for his boats and his summer homes. Who made that choice? If this family can't pay rent. Yeah, that's true. Some of you don't, but yeah, we don't look at that. Now, there are cases, if you know that the IRS just raised the medical 10%. I couldn't even get the 7, but 10%. Okay. If you find that you have some extreme medical expenses, you might have to go to the school and ask them if they can do something about it. It's called professional judgment. It may not be very much that the school can do, but they'll take it back through the calculation. You have to provide every receipt, all of your medical. It has to be over and above the 10% that's on your taxes. So if you make it over the 10%, then you take that into the financial aid office and ask them to do professional judgment. You may not make that much, but you can try it. We're very willing to look at it. Very willing to look at it. Any other questions? I thank you for bringing that one up. This is your time. Okay, let's move on. students putting in their tax information. I'm assuming that most high schoolers don't work or don't work a lot. Is that true?
No.
So, you have to pay taxes, file a tax form.
What's the monthly?
For those of you who are, you need to follow the instructions and make sure that you get your tax forms completed, your federal taxes. I think the tax rule is that you have to make it about, it was 5,000, I think it's about 7,000 now. Yeah, 7,000 maybe in order to file a tax form. You don't have to, you can do it if you don't want to.
There's still some. Well, like my daughter wants to. Yep.
That's right. So it's
So that she wouldn't have to.
That's right. She would have to report something.
Yeah.
This is the section I was talking about. I've seen kids do their own FAFSA. They fill in their own section and their parent section.
And I was gonna get to
And
that.
there's no, all right, but they're sitting there with their parent's tax return, and they put the parent's income in their own section, in the student section and in the parent section. So they've essentially doubled the income. So, you know, if you're gonna let your student do the FAFSA, please check over the information. And also the other thing, kids will say that their parents say they made $60,000, but then they paid $60,000 in tax. Thank God we have a 100% tax rate in this country. So there are things like that the student just doesn't understand, that you're going to have to sit with them and just make sure they fill in the numbers correctly, or, you know, that it's just going to be incorrect.
And that was one of the reasons for the IRS data retrieval. It avoids all of that. So if you're uploading the taxes into the FAFSA, you don't have 60,000 and 60,000 in taxes, 60,000 API and 60,000 in taxes. But just today, I saw a student whose income information, the parent made 59,000, and I looked at the student section, and the student had 59,000. So you went, okay, you made the mistake, now you need to go back and correct all of that information.
So
And
now
how
our
did you
parental
figure it
program
out?
is right here. My husband would have programmed that to say, are you sure? That matches. Those numbers match, that should kick it back to you and say, are you sure about this?
We have asked the Department of Ed to do that.
Would you like me to have it do it for you?
Oh, my God. You don't want to know what I'm thinking. They're doing better and better every year. But yes, you know, there are some projects there, but for some reason, they're just not, it's just not working, yes. And that's why we've gone to uploading the data, yes. That's right. They're putting it in. And if the students, they're putting it in themselves, they're key entering the information. We don't want them to enter the information. We want them to upload the information. So, yes, we have to. Now, one of these, yes. They have to file taxes. Basically, what they're doing when they're filing taxes, they're getting back the amount that they overpaid, so they're getting the refund. They're going to have the refunds payments for school, projects, or whatever. Sure, that's well, but you still have to put the information in here. So you have to.
So even if you don't file,
You still have to. Can I see a hand over here? One other area that I want to say is a big problem and different. Let me go to the question first.
What is the dislocated worker status? What's that?
Very rarely do we see dislocated workers, but that is the person, let's say a woman's been in the home, just as an example, and she's been providing for the children for a number of years. Rarely see anybody put in that particular category, but they haven't taken it out. And she's underemployed. So when she tries to go out to work, she's underemployed. So dislocated worker status is supposed to be able to employ the person who's dislocated. Yes. the nice things about the FAFSA is when you're doing it, there is a little box that comes up on the side and they can give you the explanation for everything that you need. So it helps you as long as you're reading that information. One thing that's a little bit different this year that we should talk about, and that is, who is the parent? Who is the parent? The parent is your legal parent. So let's say that there's a mom, they've taken away gender on the FAFSA. And if there's a mom and a dad, and let's say the mom and the dad live together, but they're not married, both parents, parent 1 and parent 2, now have to go on the FAFSA. And they're living together. You will also, if they're married, you will put living together and married on the FAFSA. Okay? If they're not living together, you will put down only the parent that you are living with because they're providing you with the most support. So if it's a single family home, you're going to use that particular parent. Questions about that? That always comes up.
Well, I noticed they have a
Yes.
box for child support, so I see that's where they come from.
Yes, yes.
Right. And then they still joint custody, but it sounds like it's split.
Right, if there's joint custody, it depends on how the joint custody works. So if the parents are living, we have some parents who are separated. In other words, they're divorced, but they live in the same household. They're considered still together as far as the FAFSA is concerned.
What if the child is being raised by a grandparent,
The question is, where are the parents?
if they're not in their life?
If they're not in their life, then the question becomes, if they're not in their life at all, then you have to look at, do you have guardianship?
Oh, the grandparent. That they're local.
Where they are they considered by the state? So that would be the guardianship.
What if the other, I guess, spouse isn't working or hasn't worked in several years? Not just leave her
That's
alone?
fine.
Excuse me?
That's fine. So someone's married and the other spouse is not working.
Right.
You only have, you still file a tax form, right? You don't file head of household, you file married, filing joint.
Well,
Even though there's only
in
one
this
income.
case, that's not married.
So they're divorced?
Just they got married.
Okay, so they're living together.
Because
If
some
parent
cases.
1 and parent 2 are the legal parents of the
Yes.
child, so you count both incomes.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
The one of them doesn't have an income,
Right.
you can only put one income down here.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to make sure. And also, in my case, I've got twins going this year, so how is that going to work as far as financial aid for both of them?
The formula does a little strange thing. It'll count two students in college at the same time. So basically, it takes that EFC figure, it just cuts it in half.
So you'll do 2 FAFSAs,
You'll
Right,
just
right.
do
one for
FAFSAs.
each. So each student needs a PIN, but then you only have one PIN. You'll use your same PIN to sign both of those.
Okay.
Did I see a hand over here? Okay, let's see what else is on this presentation. So, something I want you to remember, this is what the website for the PIN looks like. This is what the FAFSA website looks like.
And notice it was FAFSA.gov. Please don't go to FAFSA.com. That site will charge you, and every year, I get 2 students who come to me. Seriously, 2 students who say, "This is correct, no, you said it was free, and it wasn't, I got charged $79." because they went to FAFSA.com. Do not do that. It's on FAFSA.gov, right up there, right on your worksheet. Please go to FAFSA.gov.
It looks almost the
It
same.
does your FAFSA. Even though it's free application.
So, one thing I want you to know, students, follow up. Make sure you follow up on your FAFSA after it's done. You will receive an electronic confirmation. It's called a student aid report. It gives you a message to tell you if you've made errors. Go back and review those errors. If you have made errors, go back and correct the information. You can just go back simply to the FAFSA and do a correction. There are a number of hints, there are a number of details that are out there that will help you with the application. One of the things, if you are very nervous about this whole process, remember to come to the College Goal Sunday program. Because that's it all with you to help you with that. There's brochures over there. And I think you also have a brochure about, we actually will sit down and walk you. We have a number of people who speak a number of different languages that will also help them as well. So also do the FAFSA data, the IRS data retrieval tool that is going to help you get through the process. It is not a difficult process. It really isn't difficult. We'll honor the deadline dates, look at that student aid report, make corrections, and then follow up with the schools. Follow up with the schools. If you haven't heard from the school in probably a 4-week period of time, follow up with the school to see if they got your information. It may be, like so many of our students will fill out the application for admission and they don't put down their social security number on the application for admission. And therefore, FAFSA is just flying around in cyberspace and we can't pull that information in. So, it's not going to know. There's too many Mary Louises to figure out which Mary Louise is the student that owns that FAFSA. Okay? So make sure that you have your social security number there and that the information matches. Make sure that social security number and it matches the same name that's on the social security card. That is the biggest thing to remember.